morality cannot be overemphasized for an healthy society. Today, I want to answer the question, what is morality? What is morality? When we talk about morality, it has to do with the question of what is right or what is wrong. It has to do with answering the question, what ought to be, what is good, and what could be said to be evil. Don't forget, you are with me on the Moralgovernor TV, a channel where we bring every action, every choice, every decision, every debate in all aspects of life before the moral lens of the Moralgovernor, since he is the giver of law and he is the lawgiver that has to do with the actions and conduct of the human behavior. Now, what is morality? But before I answer this question, I want you to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share it, so that when we bring issues that we have to discuss, that we have to analyze concerning human behavior in our societies, in our communities, we all will have to analyze it and bring it before the Moralgovernor, God himself. Now, going back to our question, what is morality? I have said that morality has to do with right and wrong. Now, you notice that the issues of right and wrong today has been seen as anybody can decide on what is right and wrong. Like I've said before, that the rightness or wrongness of any action does not depend on you. It does not depend on me. It does not depend on popular views. It does not depend on the views of the majority. You are not the standard of morality. Now, if you are not the standard of morality, and we are talking about what is right or wrong in our society, what do we mean? Now, for us to answer this question and go further, you agree with me that an immoral society is a sick society. An immoral person is sick. He may be physically alive, but spiritually the person is dead. You see, the problem, the social problems, political problem, economical problem that we are facing, they are just symptoms of the disease of an immoral society. It is even baseless to start fighting maybe the government or start talking about what is right, because suffering has come into the society. But what about you in that little corner, that little business that you are doing on the road? You are a driver. How do you take advantage of people in your own little corner? Because an immoral society is a sick society, and all these social, economical, political, even religious challenges we are having, they are as a result of the disease, moral disease, that has affected our society. Because each individual in the society, we are not concerned about what is right and wrong. So morality is the health of a society. Any society that is plagued with immorality, or any society that is permeated with immorality, cannot survive, cannot stand the test of time. Because when we see people like who are defrauding others, selfishness, those who are fraudulent, those who commit fraud, and so many other evil things, how do we deal with it? Now, for instance, you have advantage over another person. How do you deal with that person? You see in our community today that when it is raining in Nigeria, you see people just on their own, they want to hike the price of transportation, because at that very moment, people are in need. So, and you who is doing that will come and accuse probably the politicians. And these politicians that we are seeing, they are from homes, they are from communities. How are they treating individuals? So, when we talk about morality, we are talking about the question of what is right and wrong. And there are three aspects of morality we want to consider, which are moral beings, we have the moral beings, and we have the immoral beings. Amoral beings are those beings that do not have moral content. That is, they are not responsible for their actions. For instance, we have children, infants, and we have animals. They cannot be said to be responsible for their actions because they don't have moral content. And there are so many people who are even behaving like animals. Even though they are created or they are matured, they have some moral content, but they still behave like animals. The second one is moral. Moral are those beings that are said to have moral content. And what makes them to have moral content? Because we are told in the Bible that man is created in the image of God. The image of God means that since God is the moral governor, he created man, and so man possesses that quality of knowing what is right and wrong. And so anybody who has that clear understanding without being confused of what is right and wrong is said to be a moral being. There is a confusion in our society concerning what is right and wrong. When you tell somebody that what you are doing is wrong, the person wants to challenge you. Say, this is my life. You don't have the right to tell me what is right and wrong. And so the person takes himself or herself as the standard of morality. And so everyone is doing what is right in his own eyes. Going back to history, we are told in the book of Judges chapter 17 verse 6 that in those days when there was no king, everyone did what was right in his own eyes. And so we are plagued with that kind of situation today where people are doing what they feel is right. If you are a seller of any product and you are the only one that has that product, you want to hike the price, you want to take advantage of the situation. And so we have situations whereby people are taking advantage of whatever situation they are in control of. And so how can our society be good? How can our society be peaceful? Because a sick society will always go through the difficulty of life, insecurity, and threats all over. That is what we are facing in our society today, because everyone is doing what is right in his own eyes, as if there is no standard of morality. So we are bringing out these issues so that when we start bringing out issues of real life, we'll be able to put these actions and inactions and decisions that we take in our daily life, present them before the moral governor to decide what is right and wrong. So as we are talking about morality, do you have the clarity of what is right and wrong? Are you confused as to what you need to do, the kind of life you should live in the society where you are living? Are you confused as to what the standard of morality is? Are you having the clear mind of living as a moral being? Are you living that immoral life? When we talk about morality, we are talking about behaviors that are not applaudable, behaviors that are not praiseworthy, behaviors that even affect the well-being of other persons. That is what we are considering. So today we are answering the question, what is morality? And we have said that morality is the question of what is right and wrong. Who knows what is right and wrong? That price you are hiking, that advantage you are taking, are you doing it because you are okay with it? What if that same action is done to you? How will you feel? And so join me as we continue to look at these issues of morality, considering what is right and wrong. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it so that we will continue to bring issues that borders our society. We have many people who are activists today. They are clamoring for good governance. They are asking that we elect good leaders. But how do we have good leaders if we do not check our individual actions and inactions in the community? So the moral governor requests that all of us be able to have the clear understanding of what is right and wrong. If you have the self-control to be able to do what is right, then the society will be healthy for everyone. But if you don't have the understanding, the clear mind of knowing what is right and wrong, then the society will continue to be in trouble, no matter how much we advocate for peace, for good governance, for peaceful coexistence with other human beings. We will continue to be in trouble unless we look for the moral governor, we understand his standard and know what he has defined as good and bad. Then we will be able to live in peace. Thank you for joining me today, and I request that you like the video and share it so that we in our own corners, little corners where we have power, where we have opportunity, where we have privileges, we will be able to stand and do what is right. Thank you, and God bless you.